Have you ever felt a place watching you? Like the air itself knows something you don't. Georgia, the land of peaches, history, and southern charm, hides places that'll make your heart skip a beat. Some are beautiful, some are tragic, and some are so strange, they make you question if reality took a wrong turn somewhere down the road. Today we're exploring the 5 weirdest places in Georgia. Trust me, the last one might just haunt your dreams. 1. Bonaventure Cemetery. If cemeteries had personalities, Bonaventure would be that elegant woman in an old black dress, graceful, quiet, but with eyes that have seen far too much. Tucked away on the outskirts of Savannah, this isn't your typical graveyard. It's a sprawling garden of stone angels, moss-draped trees, and marble faces that seem to follow you as you walk by. Sunlight filters through ancient oaks, and every gust of wind carries whispers you can't quite explain. But what makes it truly weird isn't just how stunning it looks, it's the energy. Locals say you can feel it the moment you enter. Some visitors claim their phones die for no reason. Others talk about hearing children laugh when no one's around. And then there's little Gracie. She died young in the 1800s, and her statue, carved so perfectly it looks alive, sits by her grave. People leave toys, candy, even coins. But here's the eerie part. Some say if you take one of those offerings, Gracie appears in your dreams, crying. Bonaventure isn't just a resting place. It's like time froze, and the spirits stayed to keep watch. Beautiful, peaceful, and deeply unsettling, all at once. 2. Old Car City. Drive north to the small town of White, Georgia, and you'll find something that feels like a rusted dream, or maybe a memory that nature decided to keep. Welcome to Old Car City, the largest classic car junkyard in the world. Over 4,000 cars, Chevys, Fords, Chryslers, all parked in crooked lines, slowly being swallowed by the forest. Trees grow through windshields, vines crawl over hoods, sunlight hits the chrome and throws strange reflections into the woods. What's weird is how alive the place feels. Every car has a story, a life once driven, a song once played on the radio. Now they sit in silence, collecting rust and secrets. The owner, Dean Lewis, calls it a memory forest. He's right. Walking through it feels less like visiting a junkyard and more like wandering through time. You start imagining who once sat in those seats, who turned those keys. And after a while, it's not the cars that feel haunted, it's you, because you start realizing how fast things and people are forgotten. Old Car City isn't just weird, it's hauntingly poetic, a graveyard of dreams still standing in the woods of Georgia. 3. Passaquan. Now this one's pure madness. In the tiny town of Buena Vista, hidden behind fields and pine trees, stands a place that looks like someone built a temple after having a conversation with the universe. It's called Passaquan, and it was created by a man named Eddie Owens Martin, or as he called himself, St. Eom. He claimed he had visions that beings from the future visited him and told him to build this place as a portal between worlds. And so he did. For nearly 30 years, walls covered in neon paint, giant faces, swirling symbols, mosaics, spirals. Everywhere you look, color explodes. The patterns don't make sense, but somehow they do. It's like walking inside someone's dream that doesn't want to end. Locals thought he'd lost his mind. Some called it art, others called it witchcraft. But when you stand there, surrounded by his creation, you start to wonder, maybe he actually creation. You start to wonder, maybe he actually saw something we can't understand. St. Eom died decades ago, but his masterpiece, this strange electrified universe, remains. And if you stand still long enough, the wind there almost feels like it's trying to speak his language. Passaquan isn't just weird, it's otherworldly, proof that sometimes madness and genius live in the same house. 4. Providence Canyon. When people first see Providence Canyon, they call it Georgia's Little Grand Canyon. Red, orange, and pink cliffs cut deep into the earth, stretching across the horizon. It's breathtaking. But the story behind it, a disaster in disguise. Back in the 1800s, farmers in the area didn't know much about soil erosion. They plowed and planted without rest, season after season, until the ground began to crack, then collapse. Over the years, the land literally fell apart. What started as small gullies grew into massive chasms, some more than 150 feet deep. And that's how this canyon was born, not from nature's patience, but from human neglect. Now Providence Canyon stands as a beautiful reminder of how badly we can scar the earth and how strangely stunning those scars can become. It's the kind of place that messes with your emotions. You feel awe and guilt at the same time. You stand there thinking, we ruined this? And yet it's one of the most beautiful sights in the state. Nature doesn't hide her mistakes, she turns them into lessons. Providence Canyon is one of them. 5. The Doll's Head Trail. Now let's talk about the weirdest one of them all. Deep inside Constitution Lakes Park, just outside Atlanta, there's a trail that's unlike anything you've ever seen. It's called the Doll's Head Trail, and it's exactly what it sounds like. Doll heads, everywhere. Heads stuck on sticks, eyes staring from trees, broken toys arranged like shrines in the dirt. The first time someone told me about it, I thought they were joking, but it's real. The trail was started by a local artist named Joel Slayton, who wanted to turn trash left in the woods into art. So he began collecting old doll parts, bottles, scraps, anything washed up from the nearby creek, and built an entire path lined with them. At first it was meant to be quirky, but over time visitors started adding their own pieces, more dolls, signs, even poems. And that's when the vibe changed, because when you see hundreds of cracked doll faces smiling in silence, the forest doesn't feel quiet anymore. It feels aware. Some say at dusk you can hear whispering. Others say the dolls move, just slightly when you're not looking. Of course, there's no proof. But the unsettling energy, that's undeniable. The Doll's Head Trail isn't haunted in a ghost story way. It's haunted because it reflects us, our waste, our creativity, and our need to make something strange out of what's been forgotten. It's art, horror, and humor, all tangled together in one bizarre Georgia forest. So what do these 5 places have in common? They're all born from contradiction, beauty tangled with decay, art wrapped around madness, tragedy turned into wonder. Bonaventure whispers that even death can be beautiful. Old Car City reminds us that the things we build will outlive us, but in ways we never expect. Pasaquan shouts that imagination has no limits. Providence Canyon proves that mistakes can shape landscapes. And the Doll's Head Trail shows that weirdness might just be the most honest kind of art. Each one is a mirror, showing us something about who we are, what we create, and what we leave behind. Georgia isn't just sweet tea and sunshine. It's a state where history sleeps with one eye open. If you ever visit these places, don't rush. Don't just snap a picture and move on. Stand still, listen, let the silence talk. Because every stone, every car door, every painted wall and broken doll has a story to tell. You just have to be quiet enough to hear it. And maybe, just maybe, you'll realize the weirdest thing about these places isn't the ghosts, or the art, or the ruins. It's how much of us lives inside them. So tell me, which one of these 5 strange places would you dare to visit alone after dark? Drop your answer in the comments, and if you've ever stumbled upon a weird or haunted spot in your state, share it below. Because who knows, your story might just be in the next video.